Hello again guys. Let's begin the tutorial. I'm making this document 1920 by 1080 at 300 dpi. For the background, I will create a gradient. I select this blue color in one side, and in the other, a light blue. I will drag to Photoshop the mountains image. I take the magic wand tool, and I click on Select Subject. I modify the selection with the Quick Selection tool. I take now the orange photo. I do the same thing, but this time, I will use the Object Selection tool. I drag a marquee around the top orange. Photoshop will make the calculations, and after that, will make the selection to the subject, in this case, the orange. Now I press Ctrl or Command J to duplicate. I bring the orange to my design. Now, I take the broccoli, and I make a selection to it. I will modify the selection with the polygonal lasso tool. I want only the broccoli part. I place it into the design also. I scale it, and I will make some copies of this layer. This is to make some trees with the broccoli. I take the small bird's picture, I make a selection, then I drag it to my design. Also the big birds. These have more complex details that you need to mask out, so take your time to delete those small parts. I will place it in here. I'm renaming and grouping my layers. I will create a hue and saturation adjustment layer here. I click in the clipping mask icon, just to affect the mountain layer. I reduce the saturation a little bit. I put a threshold adjustment layer, and the opacity to 25% with the blending mode to soft light. I press Ctrl or Command T to transform, then right-click and flip horizontal to flip the big birds. I create a black solid color with a clipping mask to the big birds. I click on that mask, then I select the brush tool with black, to reduce the black solid color we just created. This is to reduce the brightness on the birds, so they can look more blended in the design. You can use this technique in photo manipulations. I do that also with the other birds. I group these layers, I name it birds. Also the broccoli folder. I create a hue and saturation adjustment to the orange with a clipping mask to reduce the color. I group them. Now I press Shift, Ctrl, Alt and E to merge layers and making a duplicate. I convert into a smart object. I go to the camera raw filter. I move some sliders here. I create a solid fill layer. I select this blue color. I set the blending mode to lighten and the opacity to 35%. And there we have it. The Orange Photo Collage. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share. Thank you so much for watching. I see you in the next video.